Woohoo Dunnit is the 22nd episode of the 30th season of The Simpsons. This is directed by Stephen Dean Moore, and initially I didn't think I'd enjoy it because we have a narrator, and as I've mentioned before, I tend to not like the episodes, any episodes, not just of The Simpsons, but in general, I don't like it when something has a narrator. Occasionally it works well, and actually, I didn't mind it. It's not so much the fact that I enjoyed having a narrator, it's more so the fact that I kind of tuned it out and forgot it was there. Not that there's anything wrong with the narration. If you like narratives with narrators, then it might appeal to you. But the actual mystery element, I actually thought was quite good, and I was genuinely curious to find out what would happen. And there won't be any spoilers to begin with. If I do decide to mention anything that will be a spoiler, I'll give a spoiler warning. So the narrative focuses on some missing money. Marge and Lisa have been saving for Lisa's college fund by putting money in an old washing, like detergent bottle or something under the sink. Seems pretty sensible. But one day the money has gone, and it's about $600. So not a tremendous amount of money, but definitely not insignificant. And throughout the episode, we have people being interviewed and trying to piece together the mysteries of the puzzle. It is a little bit peculiar because there aren't really that many clues. It's more a case of just trying to find a motive. So it's not so much that you can piece together these parts of the puzzle. It's more about just who was most likely to have done it, would they have had an opportunity, and how would they have known about the money. And I will say I didn't work it out. I definitely didn't work out what was going on. And I was fascinated. And to begin with, I thought it was going to go in one direction, and then I got annoyed, and then it didn't go in that direction. So it's not perfect. There are times when I didn't love what was happening, and I feel like they needed to, I don't know, just more suspense. I feel like it could have been more suspenseful. But as I said, it's better than I expected. I was genuinely interested in finding out what had happened to the money, so it must be doing something right. We also get some reenactments like you do in true crime documentaries, and I have to say they were pretty good because they look bad. They're designed to look really bad and not actually like the actual crime scene or the actual people. So that part I found to be quite amusing. And Chief Wiggum reenacting something, and you'll know which bit I mean when you see it, I thought was rather entertaining. So certainly there were things in this that appealed to me. As a whole, it's not the best written narrative, but they didn't give the game away. So the mystery element remained throughout and managed to hold my attention. So, spoilers from now, I'll discuss what happens in the last 5 minutes. So, this is absolutely 100% spoiling it, and I do recommend you watch it. So, please stop listening to me if you haven't seen it yet. I don't want to give the game away. So, big spoilers from now. At the end, well, actually, towards the end, when the narrator said, and we will never know the answer to the mystery, I genuinely thought that that's how they were going to end it. I honestly thought it would be unsolved. Maybe something that would come up in a future episode, I don't know, but it genuinely infuriated me. It was like the whole DW and the snowball thing from Arthur all over again. I don't like it when narratives aren't successfully wrapped up. And then we found out what was going on, and I honestly hadn't suspected Marge. And in fact, earlier in the episode, when they said, could Marge have done it? They didn't really dig into it, but my immediate thought was, no, that's a cop-out. But actually, her reason for doing it is pretty awesome. I love the idea of snap-on coasters, because every now and then, I'll use a coaster. The coaster I used just now, beautiful Doris Day coaster, but my mug, it sticks to my mug, I guess because of whatever the finish on the coaster is. It's just that kind of material that sticks to it, and it really irritates me. So, I mean, there probably are snap-on coasters. I imagine it is a thing. Okay, I actually paused and googled that. It doesn't seem like a common thing, but there is something called the barnacle coaster, which is exactly the kind of thing that Marge had created. I'm surprised that's not more of a common thing. I was genuinely impressed by it. Maybe there's a gap in the market. But as I said, I did get a little bit annoyed when it seemed like they were going down the whole unresolved route, but ultimately I liked it, and Marge and Homer having this little secret, and Homer sticking up for Marge, I thought was a really lovely thing to do. I mean, I still don't condone her taking that college fund money, but at the same time, that was Marge's money to begin with. So in theory, if she's saving it for Lisa, so I guess in theory it's her money, but it's morally not right at all. But ultimately, I enjoyed this episode a lot more than I thought. I genuinely thought the narrative style would bug me a lot, but actually, much to my surprise, Woohoo Dunnit is not a bad episode at all.